Let's talk about recycling. I'm about to go to the bottle depot. So I've been sorting out all of our bottles before I bring them back and stuff. And you'll notice I've separated out a few things. So there's kind of, you may hear like statements a lot, plastic isn't recyclable simply because nobody wants recycled plastic. Well, plastic isn't recyclable for a different reason. There are a lots of types of plastic. So this is plastic, that's plastic, that's plastic. This tube is plastic. The coating, at least on these wheels, are plastic. You know, that's plastic. That's plastic. This isn't. No, this is plastic. This isn't plastic. Those buttons are plastic. This knob is plastic. Right? This is plastic, and most of that stuff won't get recycled. But all of these bottles, these are all drink bottles of sorts. We've got Coke bottles, Pepsi brand bottles, whatever else. Fuse here, a juice carton somewhere here, vitamin water, stuff like that. These are all PET or PETE, which is polyethylene. In Canada, that's the type 1 plastic. And PETE is about 70% recycled. So as you'll notice on the Coke bottles, a lot of them now say, if we can find it, that's a bad one, made with 100% recycled plastic. Or 100% recycled bottle, and realistically, about 70% of that recycled plastic comes from these, but that's still 70% recyclable, PETE. These are milk jugs, 4-liter milk jugs. They are made of high-density polyethylene. Let's see if I can find the triangle. There it is. HDPE, type 2 plastic in Canada. And these are super recyclable. Here's the reason. HDPE, it's food grade, so that's a good quality plastic to recycle. The other thing is that they are undyed. These are clear plastic. So if you were a manufacturer, you wouldn't have to say bleach it first, as if it was like the plastic trays when you get like a box of cookies and that's like a brown or a black. You can't use those for anything except brown or black. It would just, you'd have to bleach it first essentially, as opposed to this where you can dye it any color you want. So stuff like these HDPE bottles and stuff like these PET drink bottles, those are very recyclable, including, and our bottle depot in Saskatchewan, Sarcan, now takes these as well. Soft plastics, things like plastic bags and crinkly plastics like the wrappers from Now They Don't Do Cookies in Boxes Anymore. I don't know if you know, like, they have the weird, like the crinkly stuff. That can be recycled. It's all about knowing a company that wants to do the recycling, having a facility. Our bottle depot does, even though they don't have deposits, so I'll be bringing those. And I want to point out something about recycling and bottle depots. It helps a lot to do a couple of things for your recycling for your home. One of those things is going to be to sort your stuff before you get there. This helps it go quicker once you're there. And yeah, if you have to sort it like I'm doing right now before you go, it might take time, but you can reduce that if you were to sort it as you put it away. Now you can see we have this one bin here, and it has cans in it. These are all the cans that are sufficiently crushed. I have to crush those more. We have 2 more bins. We'll use the top one for plastics and the center one for tetras and cartons. We then have a crate for glass. This means you don't have to think about sorting it before you go to the depot. If we did it right, you just put it in the correct bin when you're putting it in the recycling, and then that problem is solved. You can just take your cans, put them in bags, take your plastics, put them in a bag, take your cartons, tetras, put them in a bag. We'll bring the crate of glass. And this helps save time at the depot, because then it's faster for them to sort if they can, like, pick up a PET bottle, throw it where that goes, pick up another one, do all those at once, move on to the next thing. The other thing is crushing them, flattening them. This saves you a lot of space, like just the number of bags you have to carry into the depot. If you're crushed down, like all of those, plus probably all of those will fit in one bag, as opposed to having to fit them in 2 bags and then probably carry another bag for all the cans, another small bag for those, and a crate. You can save a lot of space. The important thing is simply to try to make sure that the volume of whatever container is visible on the label when you crush them. Like cans, here's how I do it. Cans, very flat. Some of these are crushed, but they're just not that well. Like the amount of volume this takes up when you still have all that space, as opposed to how flat you can get this. They stack up quite nicely. you know, I just put on my flip-flops, and it's honestly, part of it, it's really fun to crush them. You know, I step in the middle, and then you simply step on each end. There you go. Flat as a pancake. Bottles, a similar thing, right? Like, you can crush them quite flat. Some of the bottles, like these juice bottles, are hard. Stuff like the Powerade bottles are a bit harder to crush because they're a bit firmer. But, you know, you try. Stuff like the Tetra Packs, you can actually, like, you'll notice they're folded in like this. You can usually, like, get your finger under them and tear them up. And then they just fold right flat, and it's, you know, takes up very little space. Milk jugs, you know, you step on them as well, crush them, kind of the points where there's structural rigidity. And that's about it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crush the rest of these, bag them all up, take them to the depot. I didn't really think